Yeah, what's going on, my pro wrestling smokers? It's time for that show that gives you that pro wrestling punditry with some real smoke behind it. Pro wrestling smoke. What's going on? You know I am Count Summer Trent, aka the Porn Rap Star. You know the sponsors. PassDat Apparel, wonderful t-shirts. SmokeKind.com, the king of THCA, and Sara J CBD. Please use CBD.com. Please use promo code BOBBIE to get 10% off your next order from her wonderful line of pain relief, stress relief, self-care products. You feel me? And don't forget about the flagship STO, the Smokers Lounge. You know what I'm saying? I come to you with about 3 of those episodes a week. And hit that promo code, hit that QR code over there, you know what I'm saying? The little thing with the duck in the middle, where you can check out the premium smoking place. When the conversation gets saucy, tits pop out, dildos might pop out. You don't know what pops off unless you subscribe. Only for 18 and up. Grown people. No kids. Up to me, it'd be 21 and up. But you gotta at least be 18. You feel what I'm saying? 18! Okay? Not 17, you went to college early. No. I prefer you can be able to get something to goddamn drink at the bar legally. Because it's adult content, podcasting at its finest. You feel me? And speaking about that, also, please continue, even though it's this weekend, please continue to vote for the STO, the Smokers Lounge, for Podcast of the Year at the AVNs. Link is in the description. Now, what's going on, people? It's a lot that been happening in the pro wrestling ranks. Like I said, I do talk some news. I do talk about East West promotions a little bit. I don't sit here and if you're looking for someone to break down the matches and the shows and all that, I speed through them a little bit and talk about, give my thoughts on the most important parts that really stuck out for me from each of the wrestling promotions. So, but first off, I'm hearing news about what's going on with Netflix and WB. That Netflix now throwing cash on the table. And everyone is, and I also heard that Turner supposed to be having an app as well. So, okay, I keep saying this, everything about to have an app. And you got to pay for it. So, that's why I'm like, all these cable providers, they're just going to be internet providers because I'm going to have to watch wrestling on like 5 to 6 different goddamn apps. You know what I'm saying? Well, of course you got YouTube TV and Sling, but I'm just saying. So the thought process is what everyone's saying is that because TKO has a non-complete clause, meaning, which is crazy that they have a non-complete clause, meaning that no other company like TKO can be on the same platform as them as they have their contract. Now the question is that does this involve pro wrestling? Because when this was made, this is more so about UFC, I take it. Now, for anyone to think the AEW would, even with, okay, if y'all think AEW will never be on TV, your weed is stronger than the weed that I'm smoking right now. When they said the Turn about to have an app, there you go. Now, the question is, will WB, and when this goes through, because apparently this is going to go through, if Netflix does acquire the WB, which in turn require HBO Max, would they keep HBO Max as a separate entity? I think that they would. They might offer it as a bundle or they might offer it as separate. Why the fuck would I fuck up the money? That's what y'all missing. Disney bought ESPN and Hulu. You can buy it as a bundle, or you can get them as separate apps. Why the fuck would you think that Netflix would fuck up extra money by incorporating HBO shit? Yeah, you might can access it through Netflix, but it's still going to be a standalone where people can subscribe to. Now, if that's the case, then guess what? HBO Max is standalone. You think they're going to let go of AEW and that pay-per-view? UFC still does pay-per-view. You think the end of it going to be on Paramount, that it ain't going to be a pay-per-view? I want y'all to think about that for a second. So, let's be logical here. One, AEW going to be straight. Because even if they say WB can't have them and they don't renew the contract, they got the Turner TV app that's coming. Because let me explain something to you. As long as somebody owns TNT and TBS, they're not giving up the cash cow, which is AEW. Regardless of how Jim Cornette, regardless of how everyone want to sit here and talk about the booking, the wrestling, or what have you, they're not dumb. WB is not dumb. They're going to do the same thing that Disney did with theirs. And then while you playing, you think they ain't going to sit there and figure out a way, well, shit. Since Turner, guess what? We'll still do the pay-per-views on HBO Max. And they can do their shows on Turner, which means that now I have to get Turner. Because I don't get the AEW pay-per-views because I ain't got around to buy one yet. Because they only give you a $10 discount. And they don't ever be on the time where I get paid. I have money to spare because I'm busy investing in myself. So there you go. So, AEW going to be straight. And then even to the fact that you got Fox who has an app. So let's just say WB decides to let them go. You think Fox ain't going to throw some money at AEW? So y'all got to realize TV stations want pro wrestling. Sorry. TV wants it. There's going to be a TV station that's going to want AEW, and it's going to be a top flight one. He may not get a TV deal for a minute with Ring of Honor, but do he really need to? And speaking about TV deals, let's talk about the debut with TNA and AMC. Now, I don't get to watch too tough. I did watch some of the YouTube shit. And if y'all notice, a lot of times, if it's a brand new spanking company, their premiere is banging. If it's a company that's been going and they just switching channels, the premiere on a new channel ain't always banging. Because I do remember with TNA and Spike TV, I don't think that their shit was popping. You know what I'm saying? TNA, and I will say this, Jim Cornette have a point with this. The biggest mistake that a lot of these wrestling promotions do is they take into account, they don't take into account that that this is a different audience, or go with the thought, this is a different audience. Let me catch them up to speed about us. Now, granted, there was a lot of people that had visa issues, but it's still not an excuse not to book a good show with what you have. I've seen Arshade do it, and they are a small independent. I've seen DPW do it. And it ain't like y'all didn't have the roster. The only good thing I see that really came out of it, other than Santana winning the title, which was something that we knew that was going to happen, and I ain't even going to lie to you, it made me wonder. So it took y'all so long. So now he's a 2-time champ. There you go. But TNA, TNA got a deal on AMC. Why? Because they connected to WWE. And now we want to have the argument, is TNA the number 2 company? No. AEW is number 2. TNA is number 3 by default, because would they have gotten the AMC deal if they didn't have WWE backing? No. They'll still be on Access. Would they eventually got popular? Yes, because of the roster that they have, the roster that they got. See, understand something. It's just like if you had a bunch of different basketball leagues. You're going to have a lot of NBA players that play in those basketball leagues. But they're NBA. Why? Because the NBA is the standard. WWE is the standard. AEW was going to compete with with WWE. They were always going to be number 2. Because WWE got too much money, they got too much influence, they got too much lineage. Grandfather then, they were the one that beat out WCW. They were last of the territories. Because WWE was a territory before it became a promotion. It was a part of a governing body. Vince Sr. only did the Northeast for the most part. It was Vince Sr. that took it national. And they survived the Monday Night Wars. They the ones that had the most wrestlers that went on to Hollywood. They are the standard. So every wrestling promotion is either going to take from WWE or be WWE like. The best thing they can do is just do their spin to it. You can't reinvent the goddamn wheel. The only thing you can do is just either make a better wheel or make an alternative. That's it. Pro wrestling been here too damn long. Because the thing about it is that when I was listening to Brian last, he was talking about women wrestling. He said there's not a demand for it. He don't understand why they have it, this and third. Brian Last, unless you've been sleeping under a fucking rock, dude, it is a demand. You didn't see, it's a reason why there's an uptick. It's a reason why not only the girls look like fucking models, nigga, they can wrestle. Won't that the one thing y'all complain about the most? Oh yeah, they pretty as shit, but they can't got them do an arm lock. These bitches got them doing fucking drop kicks and everything the fuck else. Yes, I can now lust a pro wrestler and even appreciate the fact that she can wrestle. We sat here and complained about the lingerie matches. We complained about the pudding matches and all this shit. And then now I hear motherfuckers say, well, why do we even got them on the show? Nobody watches them. They ain't bringing nobody out. No one they go down and change the bed. No, because that's the one place where actually you can see women and men together in an athletic situation. Did you not know there's an uptick with women boxing? Yes, the WNBA. No, it doesn't get the same watch as that of the men's, but it still makes ratings. Yeah, I ain't figured it out yet. The same way with Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette kind of told everybody the reason why shit worked in the territories. Repetition. Versus once a week, we're working 5 times a week with a TV show. that highlights what happened during the week with some matches. What made them better wrestlers? They wrestled more. What made the fans get to know them? They saw them more. What got a lot of these angles over? You saw you saw it a lot. Think about it. They couldn't even do if your hair got cut in a match and the other place didn't know about it because the TV is like 2 days late. They had to adjust. They did the same match over and over again. It just wasn't TV. But they had to do it because the fans were expecting to see that match because y'all booked it. So to a certain extent, yeah. WWE don't really highlight none of their live shit because their show is the show. Ain't about the live. They have matches on. You get what they do for live. The live show is let me test out what y'all look like in the ring. Let me give the fans a match that they ain't gonna see too tough until down the line. But we just want to see what y'all look like together. You want to know how I know Obafemi was going to go to the main roster? He's having matches with Rusev. Duh! He having matches with Rusev. He having matches with main roster motherfuckers on WWE Live, not NXT. Think about it. So, back to my thing with Brian Land, we talking about the ladies. No, there is a demand to see women wrestlers because some of your top wrestlers are women. You can't sit here and tell me that Toni Storm don't get a crowd bumping. I just sat here and watched Jada Parker. She's so fucking over. Over is over. It doesn't matter about the sex, man. And they do want to see some of these female wrestlers. The thing about it is that WWE and AEW, they don't know how to cultivate the rest of the roster to where you have more of 3 or 4 girls that are over. He said, no, give them their own show. No. You give them their own pay-per-view. We can do another Evolution. But they don't need their own show. Fucking what? Y'all already complain they got too many goddamn shows. Y'all complain they got too many belts. Y'all complain they got too many shows. My thing with belts is just long as shit makes sense and it get defended. And there's actually a division for it. Like they complain about that they shouldn't have the trios title. The trios title is a waste of time. They had the NWA 6-man title. Yeah, we enjoy watching the Road Warriors and Dusty Rhodes every now and then defend them bitches. It's just certain belts just won't defend it all the time. But we knew of them and we wanted to see it. Especially depending on who they were going against. Not all belts need to be defended every show. Not all belts need to be seen every show. Some belts was actually special events. That was the 6-man tag titles. They do the bunkhouse stampede every goddamn motherfucking month. I'm sitting here watching WWE. I'm like, you know something? Why does it remind me so much of World Championship Wrestling? WWE became the NWA. Yeah, I said. Because what was interesting with World Championship Wrestling, let me tell you what happened, right? You'll see the national champion, you see the world champion, you see the world tag champion, you see the US tag champion, you see the Mid-Atlantic champion. You even saw the television champion, the Georgia champion. I even remember seeing someone did bring the Missouri State Championship on there. You know what I'm saying? You had all the wrestlers. Tommy Rich was there. You know what I'm saying? You had all the rappers from all the damn different territories. Guess what we got now in NXT? WWE became the NWA, literally. They had one promotion that was the top king promotion. That where the tie was offended at majority of the time, and that's where your top stars went to. Then you had the other promotions. You can't sit and tell me that what people didn't watch fucking championship wrestling from Florida back in the day. Bullshit. You didn't think people watched Mid-South back in the day. Bullshit. They were connected to the NWA. AWA. Come on now. We just in the new era, but it's the same shit. You just change the 3 letters. The NWA is coming back. They got their territories. But it's funny that if I was Billy Corgan, I'd be like, well, damn, WWE is practically doing what I'm doing. It's like, instead of Vince just saying territories, Vince says shows. See? That's why I'm like, nah, there is a place for women in pro wrestling. We wouldn't be sitting here talking about no goddamn Music Burke if it wasn't. We wouldn't sit here talking about Fabulous Moolah if it wasn't. You wouldn't be sitting here, Brian Last, talking about, oh, how much you love Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, how much they're a star, but then in the same token, wonder why the fuck there's women on the roster. I don't get you sometimes, Brian Last, but I feel you. You want better booking for the women to make us care that they're on the roster. But here's the funny part. We already do. That's why we complain about the booking. So now, since we're there, let's begin with the last thing I watched, AEW. And told y'all Tekla will be getting that title shot. As well as Willow will be defending against a former TBS champion. You know, one of the sisters I'm saying. Anyway, speaking about women division, what have you, you can't tell me Tekla ain't over. You can't. Tekla looks like a fucking star. The Triangle of Madness, I'm sorry, that is the hottest looking female clique, in my opinion, of all time. For look, as far as how they look as in how they look together, and look as in how they look in the ring. See, Tekla herself, star power is immense. Tekla, it's like even hearing her promo last night, I was like, wow. But WB didn't see her. Glad we got her. Tekla, I see Tekla holding the belt a couple of times. So I'm looking forward to that match. That's next week. Both those matches next week. So, and once again, we have more woman booking here. Long-term booking. Maria Shafir, Toni Storm. When they gonna get a third? Because they getting their asses handed to them because it's 2 against 3. And it's kind of crazy to me on that end. But I keep telling y'all, Maria Shafir is right now, slowly but sure, she will win. She probably gonna win the most improved wrestler of the year. The way they building up her and Toni Storm for this, whatever match is gonna be interesting. Because I was wondering what they're gonna do with Toni Storm after her not winning the title. And the way they're doing it is the main chunk of the beef is Maria Shafir and Toni. The rest of them is just a backdrop. So, but I like the fact that they involve in the backdrop, so I don't have to put them together just yet. I can still spread it out before they have their big crescendo of a match. And I wouldn't be mad if Maria Shafir wins it. Because I really believe that at some point she should get a title shot. I would like, if Statlander retains, I would love to see Maria Shafir be the next one to challenge. Now, will I put the belt on it at some point? I don't see her taking it from Statlander, but it wouldn't hurt to have her fed to Statlander because she's a very credible threat. But I wouldn't be mad if she won it. Because I don't know to hear her promos. You know what I'm saying? Because she don't talk as much. But from what I heard her talk recently, yeah. Thank you. We got Don Callis and the Death Riders. They've been teasing this shit forever. They're pegging the Death Riders to be tweeners. And the reason why I say that, because Don Callis and them is technically the number one heel clique. Right now, if you want to be honest, Don Callis is the MVP of AEW right now. Because his faction is practically spread out in so many ways as far as beefs. Because you still got their issues with the conglomerate. They still got their issue with Kenny Omega and the Bucks. They still got their issue with now the Death Riders. The 6-man tag was pretty good. I ain't even going front. And I laughed when they had him cornered, Don Callis. That's the closest I haven't seen anybody get to Don Callis. He about to piss in his pants. It was funny. But I think what they're setting up is Kyle Fletcher and Moxley. Yes, please. Yes, please. And I'm tired of motherfuckers talking shit about Moxley. Fuck that. Moxley's one of the top guys in the industry, man. Can y'all please? I'm sorry. Y'all get mad all you want. He is this generation's Terry Funk. Mox, love the promos, the whole nine. You don't think that Triple H ain't sitting here fucking gushing like, if I could get this motherfucker back to WWE, if I can get Mox back, just please, when your contract is up, Mox, just come home. Come on. Mox is one of the reasons why y'all kept watching. Mox is trust me, and glad that they made him focus on AEW where he's not doing too much indie shit. And I thought they were gonna break up the Death Riders. Can we give Tony some credit? He done found a way to put new paint on the goddamn car. People done stop talking about the Death Riders if they're gonna break up. They want to see more of them now. They want to see more of them now. Oh, I'm sorry. Someone sent me something beautiful. Man. It's AVN weekend. I'm gonna get a lot of pictures. So, sorry for the break. See, when someone sees you titties, it fucks your head up. I'm sorry. I lost what I was talking. Oh, Mox. Yeah, I'm sorry. He found a way to make the Death Riders extend the Death Riders. I keep hearing this nigga can't book, but y'all don't give him credit for the shit that he books good. Any of motherfuckers would have broke up the Death Riders had Death Rider turn on Mox now. No, they done gotten tighter. And now with him beefing with Don Callis, it gives the Death Riders a new, longer life. There you go. Tag Team Division FTR. and Doyle and I think Doyle, the FTR had a match against the new tag team that was signed, Jordan Oliver and what's his damn name? Alex something, I can't think offhand. But first of all, them motherfuckers look good as shit. Thank you for signing him, Tony. Jordan Oliver, I don't know the other dude too tough, but Jordan Oliver, what took you so long to get that boy? I liked him in MLW. I liked him in MLW. So there you go. So now, of course, I know y'all look at me like, okay, when you gonna get to the Rascals? Right now. Trey, poor Trey, because Trey now explains why Trey didn't make the WWE. It's not clear cut because people keep saying that everything that I've been hearing has not been confirmed. The only thing that's been confirmed is that AEW didn't have the decision in releasing him. And I do remember when the Rascals, which became MKA, or whatever the fuck, when the Rascals left TNA the first go around, it was just three of them. And they went to WWE. Trey Miguel actually had a good run in TNA singles wise. He even won the X Division title. But I was like, damn, why they didn't sign all three? Because what made the Rascals so cool at that time was those three. The little segments they had where they in the treehouse like it's the 70s show. And they smoking, they high, they having great matches and so forth. And so he got left behind. So then, of course, they end up back together in TNA again. Now with a fourth. Let me get all these damn names right. Wins. Myron Reed. I couldn't think of his fucking name. Myron Reed's the newest one. So it's the fourth of them. It's four of them. So then they come to AEW. I see the segment, which we're going to get the old school Rascal. The door opens up. It's smoke coming out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Rascals? I feel you, Rascals. You know what I'm saying? I feel you, Rascals. I feel you, Rascals. You know what I'm saying? It came out the door. They just got finished blowing one, right? They just got finished blowing one. I noticed, wait a second. See Myron, I see Zachary. I see Desmond. Wait a second, where's Trey? Then it comes out Trey got released from his contract. So he taking a break from wrestling. I'm like, God damn, boy, Trey's the rascal that gets fucked over all the time. I just noticed that. Can we have the conversation? Can we have a conversation as a family? Okay, can we have the conversation as a family? Trey Miguel gets so fucked over. He got left the first time. He got completely left. The only reason why he ended up back with Zachary, because Zachary got fired from WWE for some shit that he did. So Desmond had to go it alone and become a heel and become probably one of the greatest, NXT North American champion. Never making it to the main roster, ended up on Evolve. And eventually out. Not mad at them for leading TNA. I mean, they've done all they can do with TNA. Let's try our hand at AEW. They got a trios championship. They got a 6-man tag team championship. They got a tag division. Hey, we got 2 of them. We got one of us can go for a singles. Make our stamp. We didn't make our stamp WWE. Why not do AEW? Just make the rounds. No different than what they did in territories. You know what I'm saying? Wahoo McDaniel did AEW. He did WWE until he slapped the shit out of somebody. He did Florida. He did Mid-Atlantic. He did, you know what I'm saying, Mid-South. Probably did Portland. WWE one of the only places Hogan been to. So it's just like Trey Miguel just got left out again. Now, one of the rumors they say is something that Trey Miguel did, some essay or something. I'm just going off what they're saying. What these other outlets, because I'm not a news outlet. I don't see it talking to none of these motherfuckers. I'm just giving my opinion and my commentary and thoughts on what I'm hearing. That he's going to get the Jay Briscoe treatment. Because of something that Jay Briscoe said, which kept him off of AEW TV. Fuck y'all for that shit, because God damn it, we missed out on a lot of great Jay Briscoe. I still feel I would have loved to see him as AEW World Champ. The promos would have been amazing. But something that Trey Miguel did kicked him out. So I'm like, well, damn. So because people forgot that Trey Miguel got left in TNA. Once again, why did not WWE grab all 3? Interesting. And he gets signed to AEW, then released, I think, the day of or the day before. So I'm curious to hear this story. And I feel bad for Trey, man. I'm like, well, damn. It seems like he probably can go back and get a gig in TNA, possibly. Maple Leaf Wrestling, hey, I'm just saying, Trey. Fuck that. Go holler at Scott D'Amore, yo. Fuck that. Go to Maple Leaf Wrestling out there and make your name strong over there, man. New Japan. But that's fucked up. I know he was ready to, like, man, we're gonna be an AEW, and then we're gonna take over, Hey, Trey. We need to have a conversation, sir. No. They always say Trey's like, Mr. Miguel. Mr. Miguel, we need to have a conversation, sir. Yes, we feel that we want to rescind that your signature on the contract. We want to release you. But why? We don't have the liberty of saying why, sir. Just need you to leave the fucking premises, get the fuck up out of here. You're no longer all elite. We ain't even going to put your ass on the alumni page, sir. You wasn't even here long enough. He wasn't even there for a sip of coffee. Not even a cup. He wasn't even long there for the coffee to be made. So, thoughts and prayers. The shots out go to Trey Miguel, man. Hey, holler at my boy Darius, man. Fucking come to our shade. Let's do it. So, let's see what else coming. Let's see what else. Kenny Omega. Okay, I'm really liking how they're doing the World Heavyweight title picture. Let's talk about that for a second. The center is, of course, MJF. They're not doing the you got to go through hoops to get to me type situation, none of that shit. Actually, if you want to be honest, he's kind of mirroring MJF's title run to a Flair run almost, without the Horseman. Even Nick Bockwinkel to a certain extent. The fact that he was sitting in the stands watching the match with Swerve, Brody Lee coming out to call him out, and him telling Brody Lee, bruh, hey, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. He had a point. Brody has not had a singles match in a very long time. Brody has been a tag champion. Now, he could have said, dude, I'm a tag champion. That qualifies me for a shot for that belt. Kind of held the title before. I'm a former champion. What the fuck? Okay. He could say that. But let's go with the storyline we got now. He basically told him, you got to get some wins. You got to get some wins. The fuck? You just going to come. He said, you got it. It ain't about the fact you got balls to come ask me for a title shot. You got the balls to come ask me for a title shot. And dude, you ain't even got enough wins on the record to even be in the top 10 right now. Because, you know, they used to do rankings. So they don't do the rankings anymore. So we don't know what rankings, if there is any rankings. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Did y'all like the rankings? Because I kind of liked them. I actually kind of liked the rankings. It was a storyline you could put. You can actually have matches that you can, some would say cold, but like, yo, this is a rankings match. You know, period. Even feuds and so forth. And even related feud to, well, it's crazy as hell how these two men are feuding, but both of them in the top 5. Or both of them in the top 10. Or one is not the top 10. You know what I'm saying? So even if you ain't got nothing to do with the world title, it still has something to do with the world title. But I wish I had my own wrestling promotion, but I could be a booker. But the point I'm trying to make is that you're placing the people he's going to be defending the title against throughout the year. You had the Bandito shit. You set up why Brody King would even want to now turn his attention to MJF. It just so happens I want to get a piece of MJF. It's just he's a champ. So it's double reason why I need to go after him. To help get revenge what you did to my boy. You tried to do to my boy. Then you have Swerve. Then you have Adam Page, who is currently a part of the Trios champions with Jet Speed, which was interesting because both of them took losses this week. And I ain't go front. I agree with my man Luke from Sports Talk. Where was, Adam? And I mean, I understand he said I guess he didn't want them to help him or have, you know what I'm saying? They didn't need to be outside, outside the ring, because he wanted them to focus on their shit, But damn, you couldn't come help your boy out. I'm like, he was getting triple teamed out of this bitch. And then, of course, the match with Swerve and Kevin Knight, classic. Loved it. I see that being a feud down the line that involves a title at some point. But loved how MJF was in the stand watching. You still got Heyman. Yes, I am the sixth man. I am the Trios champion, but I still want my title. So I'm liking how this is getting booked. I don't care what anybody say. The Resident proposed to talk shit. No, we know who is chasing this man. When I grew up, we knew who was chasing Rick. We knew who was chasing Hogan. You knew who was chasing Triple H. Even though they might have been in other feuds, you knew that at some point they're going to turn their attention to the world champion. I like this because it's setting up his title defenses. It's letting us know that Brody is now trying to make that pathway. So guess what? Now we got to build up Brody. Now we got to give Brody King some wins. Swerve, we know Swerve is going to get a title shot at some point. We got to build up some wins. We want to save Page for down the line for one of the big pay-per-views. So we got him in the trios title situation. Still dealing with Joe. Because him and Joe ain't over. And I like that they're keeping that going. Take Adam out of it, save him for down the line. We still got Ospreay. At some point, he might make it back this year. So, AEW, the booking is looking good. Looking good. You know, we're going to get Andrade in Collision. So, he's probably going to get somebody. One of the CMLL. I know Ring of Honor will be doing some Global Wars, one with Maple Leaf Wrestling and the other one with a Metro Wrestling. So I'm curious to see how those going to work out. But anyway, back to AEW stuff. It's interesting that they said people try to put the blame on what happened to Trey Miguel to the Young Bucks. Okay, look. Y'all made me take my glasses off. We about to have a grown conversation here. Stop acting like the Young Bucks got that much goddamn pull to what the fuck Tony do, what WB do, what the fuck any of these goddamn TV execs do. I guarantee you the Young Bucks were the main one that was goddamn arguing for Jay Briscoe has to come on the show. You know how many great fucking matches that they done had on Ring of Honor that the Young Bucks would have loved they had, that would have made fucking ratings on AEW? Yes, they had an issue with CM Punk. How many motherfuckers that had issues with CM Punk in pro wrestling? I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying, right? The Young Bucks had nothing to do with that. Y'all, it's yes, they might be VPs. Yes. If y'all keep missing the point. Tony said he makes the decisions. He books all the shows. He takes input, but he makes the decision. But y'all swear up and down he's so much of a pussy. Just because he talks soft don't mean he's soft, nigga. You can't be it. His style is not Triple H's style. Sorry. Can we understand that and get that out of the way before I move on to WWE shit? His style is not Triple H's style. George Scott didn't slap motherfuckers, okay? But Bill Watts did. Not the same. But they got results. So enough with AEW. Let's go to this WWE. So Saturday night main event is coming up. And this Saturday night main event. Let me see here. Let's see here. What is the Saturday night main event? Saturday night main event is coming up. Now, WWE has been interesting. As you know, we come off the heels of Drew winning the title. We talked about that last week, and we had to fall out from that. And Jacob Fatu and Cody's going to have their match. And Cody said he was going to give him a receipt. So that's going to be one of the matches happening in the main event. Of course, Randy Orton, I think they're having a fatal four-way to decide who will actually face Drew McIntyre. which would be Randy Orton, Damian Priest, Trick Williams, and Sami Zayn. I'm gonna give predictions too. Now, Trick Williams came on SmackDown like I knew he would, and I said this no disrespect to. Oh, I might give me something to drink, you don't mind. No disrespect. No disrespect. Yeah. To my man, Carmelo Anthony. Excuse me. Damn it. Carmelo Hayes. I don't know why I said Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Hayes, but unfortunately, what's what I'm looking for? Unfortunately, Trick Williams is gonna come in like a goddamn blaze. Trick got it in droves, dog. Like, it's a reason why he's in this fatal four-way. They're looking at Trick to be a future champion, either on Raw or on SmackDown. I mean, he already been an NXT champion, the TNA champion. It's the reason why he got all these opportunities. He has the talk game. He's athletic enough, but put it this way. He has the physique, the look, the size, everything that speaks to what WWE considers a champion. Because if you think about it, like a Daniel Bryan was because they had no choice. Because the fans. And then when they figured out that was a good move. WWE, has always, if you look, even with the only reason why they gave it to Brett because they wanted to come off of Hogan. They needed somebody to come off of Hogan, take over, and Brett was it. Then, of course, Stone Cold. But WWE, for the most part, wanted the muscle guys, the physiques. So there you go. And then, like I said, Damian Priest, of course, he finally done with Aleister Black. He have a built-in rivalry with the champ, Drew McIntyre, because Drew has not beaten. He hasn't beaten him. He might have beat him once, maybe, or I don't think Drew ever beaten Damian Priest. So I would think that would be the best option for the win, is to have Damian Priest go against Drew. Because if I'm correct, I don't think Drew has ever beaten Damian Priest, and Damian Priest has beaten him every time they have faced off. So that would actually make for a great storyline, because now you got Drew going against a guy that he done faced off on multiple times in multiple different type matches, and each time came up short. Then you got Sami Zayn, who was attacked by Trick Williams. Me personally, if Sami should stay away from the title unless I'm gonna put it on him at some point. But should you feed him to McIntyre? I think Priest. That's just me. I think Priest should be the one, because, okay, then think about this. What makes for a stronger story? Sami Zayn. Okay, let's say Sami Zayn. All right. Because it ain't going to be Trick. They're not going to throw. Trick is a heel right now. They're not going to do that. Sami Zayn. He haven't had a title shot in a minute. Sami Zayn would make for a great story, but we not going to really believe that he got a chance to win. Not right now. Now if he wins Royal Rumble, or even a Money in the Bank, that's different. But because there had to be a built-in reason for us to even look at him as becoming champ. Because he's being pushed, but they haven't pushed him to where it's like, okay, yeah, it's time. You get where I'm coming from? So if he goes against Drew, I think what hurt Sammy with the loss, because you know you ain't gonna pull the trigger on that. The best option is Damian Priest because it's more believable. Damian Priest is someone how he just came off a hot feud with Aleister Black, and he has more wins, if not all wins, against Drew McIntyre. So now Drew McIntyre has to defend his newly won World Heavyweight title against a man that he never beat. Trick, he never wrestled. He never beat Damian Priest. So understand this. They had cage matches, that Falls Count Anywhere matches. Do you understand? There you go. Now, we know Jacob, like I said, Jacob Fatu versus let's see, hold on. Trying to make sure I got the main event completely right. Let me make sure. No, but Jacob Fatu and Cody. That is going to be an interesting match. Actually, I think this is going to be the main event. Damn. That's a hard one because Cody lost the title because of Jacob Fatu. Which I still say, is that even feasible? Because, I mean, Cody was not going to be able to get over there to Drew before he can get out of that ring. So, but Jacob Fatu and Cody, this is going to be a very good match. I'm not even going front. I'm trying to figure out who would I have win this match, because Cody is your poster boy. Cody just lost because of Jacob Fatu. So the question is, because you're not going to have Drew break this up. Now, I know Drew is not going to interfere in this. Because he got more to worry about in that main event, which is that fatal four-way. So, and it wouldn't surprise me that this match actually started the show off instead of the women's tag match, which I'll get to that in a second. I don't know why I just feel like Jacob might get the win. The reason why, my reasoning for it is that Cody's the kind of dude that he probably wouldn't mind taking that loss, because either it gives him a reason to meet Jacob Fatu again, or because you got the Royal Rumble, he ends up throwing Jacob Fatu over top rope. Because if they try, okay, if you're not going to have Cody anywhere near the title picture, then the most obvious WrestleMania matchup would be Jacob Fatu. Because if you're not going to have him and Roman, then you could build him and Jacob. Because within in this short time span, you got Saturday Night Main Event and you got the Royal Rumble. You can have Jacob get the win on Cody. Then you can have Cody eliminate Jacob. in Riyadh. And then you might even have, because I would definitely see here, depending upon who wins the Royal Rumble, like it says Roman. I keep saying this. I think either Braun Breaker got to be the winner of the Royal Rumble. It makes more sense. Which means that the Elimination Chamber would have to be a number one contenders match, which would involve Jacob Fatu, which would involve Cody Rhodes, which will also involve Roman Reigns. So we'll get a Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns situation. Roman Reigns wins the Elimination Chamber, and then he gets a match against Drew McIntyre, which will be fucked up, because if they're going to put him up there against Drew McIntyre, once you have Drew go over. But anyway, I'm putting the cart before the horse. I think Jacob Fatu going to win this one. There you go. And the other match that's going on is for the women's tag championship match. There's only 4 matches. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky will go against Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan, they of course they won the 3 tag team match to get it. Of course, the Judgment Day attacked the champs this week with the help of Big Mommy Cool, who is waiting her opportunity for the world title soon as Miss Victoria legs get healed. Fast recovery, baby. And can we just be honest and say Raquel Rodriguez is sexy as fuck, people? I'm sorry. I don't give a damn that she ain't got the biggest boobies. But that's a sexy ass, tall ass drink of Latina heat. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sorry. She's gorgeous. But and 2, okay, I understand we love the Devil's Kid. We love Stephanie Curl. She got a nice ass, beautiful lady, can wrestle her ass off. Put the belt on Big Mommy Cool, please. It makes sense. Victoria can lose the title right now. Set it up to where she goes against that ass at WrestleMania and win it back. Time to put me personally, I'll get to the tag title match. I just had to get off on this. Big Mommy Cool doing good work. 2, you have the Judgment Day. Y'all don't put new paint on them because y'all didn't. It's kind of like the Death Riders. Y'all don't want to break up the Judgment Day. No matter how much that y'all put off Finn Balor damn near a face in his match against Punk, which I'll get to in a minute. But the point I'm trying to make is that you have Big Mommy Cool there. Y'all ain't trying to break up the Judgment Day. Why not? Debbie Cool, she had a decent title run. She can lose the title and get it. Y'all can give it back to her later. I think it's time for Big Mommy Cool to get a title run. Let's go. I mean, y'all already put the tag titles on it. Why not? Now, to the tag titles. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley retains, people. They didn't put the belt on them for them to lose it to Judgment Day. Okay. Is it going to be a good women's tag match? Yeah. 2, I don't see the plans that they may have for Liv having anything to do with the tag titles involved. Now, would they put a surprise title switch? No. Because Io Sky and Rhea is your 2 strongest female baby faces. Y'all put the belt on them. They defeated the Kabuki Warriors to get it. Actually more marketable, even on looks side of things. Let's be realistic. Because, you know what I'm saying, they look good together. You feel me? It makes sense for them to keep the belts. Because if I don't, one, instead of building to a match with Io Sky and Ripley, why don't you build to a match where Io Sky and Ripley would defend the tag titles at WrestleMania against a top female tag team of equal standing? I'm just saying. Because the way they talk is, well, we're going to figure out some way to break them up so they can have a match against each other again. Because Rhea Ripley never beat Io Sky. And we're going to figure out some way for Io Sky or Ripley to get the title so they can be involved in all this. But how are you going to do that? Because you got Jade Cargill over there on SmackDown, who is the champion. You damn sure can take the belt for her. And then I'm pretty sure standing for Kerr. If you don't take the belt off her, if you do, you're going to put it on Rachel Rodriguez. And if you're not going to take out Rachel Rodriguez before WrestleMania. I'm just wondering which one of your tag teams, female tag team, that you're going to put them for. You got Charlotte, Alexa Bliss. You can build that off of the rest. You can build that up off of the Royal Rumble because they're in the Royal Rumble. Save that Rhea Ripley and goddamn Io Sky shit for SummerSlam. I'm just saying. So, of course, the man retained the Intercontinental title, and now we have Natalya will be going against Max and Dupree. And we're not getting the Natalya. No, we're getting Natalya that we've been seeing the in the dungeon pit Natalya. Teacher versus student, master versus apprentice or acolyte. So, Max and Dupree Intercontinental title was just a I guess a transitional to one, get the belt off of Becky Lynch to give her a 2 reign with the Intercontinental title to solidify even more as a top roster. And as well to set up, I guess, Natalya and Maxine Dupree. So whoop-de-doo. And we'll see how that works out. What they were trying to do with Maxine Dupree, I don't know if it necessarily worked. I guess they were trying to do like what they need to do is she's a pretty girl, but she can roll. You feel me? You know, that's all I'm saying. Now, anyway, I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Adam Pearce and Braun Breaker. Because Adam Pearce did cost the division their match against Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. No, Penta and Dragon Lee. Because they were the division would try to cheat, and he decided that he wanted to intervene to stop it. And a phone call was made. So now he has to fix it with Braun Breaker. So expect Braun Breaker to fucking spear him out of his shoes. They were talking about they're going to bring a new GM. I don't know. I like Adam Pearce as a GM. I think he fits it. I think he fits this era of, you know what I'm saying, Raw or what have you. It's the same thing with Nick Aldis. I don't want to see them switch GMs. They don't want to see it. So, but I am curious to see how they're going to go. We haven't heard anything else from, of course, the the visionary himself, Seth Rollins. I'm just curious to see how this storyline ends. I just got a feeling that what we all been talking about is going to happen. And that's all I really want to talk about. I mean, everything else is minuscule. The Wide Six, it is what it is with the MFT. They lost me with the Lantern. That's all I'm going to say. So, all right, people. So before we move on to the AEW side of did I do AEW? No, I already did AEW. Yeah, I already did AEW. Oh, NXT, I gotta do NXT. That's right. Before we go into the NXT, don't forget PassDat Apparel. Please hit the link in the description to refer a link to check out their wonderful t-shirt designs. You know what I'm saying? 420 inspired. You feel me? At TeePublic, PassDat Inhalation Partners. It's POTNAS. So trust me, t-shirts. You'll see me wear some of the t-shirts during the show, what have you. But right now we have winter weather coming and it's cold. And yeah, there you go. Now, of course, before we get about it, we got to talk about NXT and what I saw with Evolve. NXT, we are now recovering from the call-ups. We saw the Vanity Project. Also, we now know who's going to be, what they're going to do with the NXT title. It's going to be a 6-man ladder match with Ricky Saints already qualified because he was due a title match. And they have the title matches set up. I think they had the matches this past week. Let me see. Hold on. Let me take a look real quick so I will not unmimish. Let's see. All right. So anyway, we had the qualified matches where Xylo Hill has made it, as well as Sean Legacy has made it. And there'll be 2 more that'll be added, I think, next week. Both times, Mr. D'Angelo, I'm not going to call him Tony, made his presence felt, and he was arrested this week. And got in the face of Ricky Saints. So, before I go any further discussing, I'm loving the new D'Angelo. That was funny because he turned around, he looked at the cops, and he just laughed and smirked and turned around and put their head behind his back. And I like this Tony D'Angelo. I like this version. Because to be real with you, even though towards the end of the Don gimmick or stick, I began to like it a little bit, but y'all know at the beginning of it when I talked about it, especially even when I was doing this with my man, the original Pro After Smoke, with my man, which y'all, if you subscribe to the Spotify, it's actually still up as we speak. That I did with my man, Billy Pilgrim. You know what I'm saying? And we even talked about his podcast that he had, which you can scroll down, you can run across. I really never liked that mobster gimmick. I felt it was stupid. I'm like, it's the new millennium. No, you trying to do the 1920s, 1930s, I'm the mobster shit. You know what I'm saying? I like this D'Angelo. I still say they should turn the Tony off D'Angelo. You feel me? It passes the championship name. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus D'Angelo for the world title. Fits? I'm looking forward for his first promo. I'm curious what his is. I'm seeing he's now being more power move. I like that. So I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with him and where he's gonna go. I like when they do a good switch. You feel me? So anyway, interesting how we got my girl Jada Parker. She returned. We got her next program against Blake Monroe, so that's gonna be interesting. Izzy Dame in the North American Championship. She's gonna be defending that in the triple threat because my little baby, Thea Hale popped up and Laura Vice, of course, she won a title shot. So now we got a 3-way. Curious how that's gonna go. The new guy, Elo LaFleur. More of him, please. And glad they didn't move Ethan Page up. I'm gonna tell you why. It's too crowded. Let Ethan marinate. Even give him another title run as NXT champion sometime. Because Ethan, he's flourishing too much in NXT. To bring him up to the main roster will kill his momentum. Trust me, if they wait a year, he's going to be so over on that main roster, it ain't even going to be funny. You feel me? And you can bring him straight into the title picture, damn near, because look, he done it all in NXT. He's the man. You know what I'm saying? Now, even to the point you even had some of the top guys even come down and want to get a piece of him. You can really build them up without moving them up. But the Elo LaFleur, he's good. He's good. I was very innovative moves. And he's slim as shit. He's a beanpole. And I think that's part of the reason why the main roster people are like, they're not that high on Javon Evans like they should be because they feel he's too much of a beanpole. And because of that, in their minds, that doesn't make him a champion. They want him to have some meat. You know what I'm saying? Even to the point that, but here's the thing. Swerve Strickland was that damn skinny when he started. Then he gained weight and was able to adjust to his size. So that's the reason why I think they ain't going to put a belt on Javon Evans too tough because they're looking at him like they do give a shit about body type. It's funny that they brought him up and they got him with Americana Grande. You feel what I'm saying? But it was like him getting hurt. I could sit here and see them like, see, that's why we say he can't be he's too beanpole. So I think that's probably why Javon ain't gonna get the push that he should get. That's why I hate he even left NXT. And that's probably why I think they ain't put the belt on me in NXT, but they should have did a long time ago. But we always see they got shit for Open Family coming for Raw, so there you go. Now, back to my point. Back to NXT. Like I said, Elo LaFleur, I think because he's so slim, we'll see. But yeah, he got it. And even Page, I'm not even going front. He's had, dare say, one of the strongest North American title runs I've seen. Even Page is the man in NXT. And like I said, at some point, I see them putting the belt back on him. Are we seeing the seeds of him and Ricky Saints becoming a clique? Because Ricky Saints was being very complimentary. Even though my boy was like, yeah, I'm glad I beat some sensitive. Even Pay was like, I'm glad to see I beat some sensitive. Even Pay, boy, he about that life, nigga. Don't let that smile fool you. Ego. Never, ego. No, it's just funny. They were competition shows. So I wouldn't be mad if they were a clique. And if you really want to go there, did you see how they talked to Miles Bourne? How far-fetched we get a click with Miles Bourne, Even Page, and Ricky Saints. Cause Miles Bourne been wearing suits lately. He looking like, fly. Them dudes be looking fly. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Especially with D'Angelo. D'Angelo, remember, attacked Even Page. Wouldn't surprise me if Miles Bourne win his match, he gets attacked. So I'm curious to see what else is going to happen and so forth, yada, 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 yada. And then, of course, the knockouts. The winner, number one contenders match, three-way tag match, which involved Zaruka, which was, Sol Ruka and Zarya against Win OCC and the Fatal Influence, with Zarya and Sol Ruka winning, so they would get a chance at something. Anyway, the knockout tag champs. Let's talk about it. TNA, they're doing too much integration between TNA and NXT. And the reason why I asked this is because one of the things that attracted people to TNA was the fact they were an alternate to NXT. I think this interaction partnership actually in many ways kind of hurt TNA for its authenticity than it has with its pockets. And the reason why I say that is because TNA is now looked at as the old person NXT. Because you got to think of how many former WWE guys is at TNA. You have not seen a TNA wrestler hold an NXT title, but you don't have an NXT champion or champs or NXT wrestler hold a TNA title. TNA don't feel like they have their own identity no more like they used to, because they integrate a lot of NXT shit. Come on, one of the international champion is fucking Stax, whose girlfriend is Ariana Grande, who actually wrestles on both shows. See, the thing about it is that even though a lot of times when wrestlers cross over to other wrestling promotions, the key is that they made it so you forget that it was on the other shit. That's not the case here. You have Evolve. The Evolve champion right now is on NXT. He actually has a match next week to possibly be in this ladder match. Jackson Drake. At the same token, he's on Evolve next week. He got to go against 3 men before he defends his title against another dude the next week. You had Kendra Gray, who was a beast. She just defended her Evolve championship against Wendy Chu. She won. Shot that Wendy Chu challenged her there early. But the point being is the integration that they're doing with all of this, in my opinion, they're trying to do it to make everybody watch. But here's the point. Why would I watch Evolve when I can see Jackson on NXT? Kiana Carver, I am sorry. That boy gonna be something on that damn roster. Even to the fact that they really set him up beautiful about the fact that, goddamn it, Booker T, who got something to say about everybody, and they had shit to say about Carver. I hope that leads to a match. Actually, it will put over Carver so heavy. As well as, because Booker T can still go. Think about the shit with Nigel McGuinness and him with FTR. People wanted to see that because they were like, all right, we want to see if Nigel can still go. Booker T, the dude that done whooped got that Batista ass in the locker room. Come on now. Booker T done bowled up a lot of motherfuckers. Even Mean was like, hold up. Nah, I don't know if I want to fight Booker T. I done pull eyes out, man. I don't know Booker T got that. That boy, he too hood for me. Even Mean was like, hold up. No, I don't fight. I ain't fight Booker T. No, I see Booker T to ball motherfuckers up. Fuck that. I know my limits. But no. But Keanu Carver, I'm loving that shit. I'm loving it. He's being the opposite Oba Femi. Because in essence, he's kind of like an Oba Femi. He's that big dude, that monster that can be dominating. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, goddamn, he's an asshole. And two, for the people that watch Evolve also, I find interesting. Why is it that the WWE PC guys are bigger than the WWE ID guys? Because it's like there's only one big WWE guy. Everybody else is like a goddamn cruiserweight. The rest of these motherfuckers over there in the other locker room, you got heavyweights over there. I find that so hilarious. I'm like, really? So I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second. Y'all couldn't book this like to where it's kind of a mixture. It's like, cause you got some WWE dudes that look like monsters over there as well with the small guys. And then you got the PC guys. Every last one of them is like 6'6". The WWE ID guy, they're like 5'10" to 6 feet. Every last one of them is like under 220. They're going to get motherfucker that's like 230 and up. It's because they're former football players. These motherfuckers were playing cricket. One was an acrobatic. Oh, come on, man. A gymnast out this bitch. Come on, man. It's interesting. So, look, I done talked enough up here about this pro wrestling. Gave you my thoughts and everything. So please remember that QR code. You play with the conversation, get saucy, kids pop out, dildos might pop out. You'll know what pop off unless you subscribe. I'm talking about the Premium Smoke Room. 4 beautiful podcasts you're going to enjoy. Plus, I open up the VIP Smoke Room. I even go live from the VIP Smoke Room on X. You know what I'm saying? So please be on the lookout for that. Right now, well, not even right now, period. The first month, 75% off. $6.25 for the first month. $6.25 for the first month. So 30 days, you get to enjoy the Premium Smoke Room. See all they has to offer for shit less than a goddamn coffee at goddamn Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, you're gonna want to keep the subscription after you enjoy watching it. Plus, you get to look at my XXX store where you see my work as I give ladies their work because big dicks grow in the sticks. That's why they call it big country. Also, don't forget, I also got a subscription side over on Spotify where I have had the smoke on it, where I give my unpopular, unapologetic, and controversial views and thoughts on certain topics that I feel like discussing. Which I actually got one up right now. I'm going to have one up very soon. As well as Savage Smokers. I talk to the industry's top male talents and producers. We give you that real smoke about the industry from a male perspective. So whether you need some Savage Smoke, you had the smoke on it, or you trying to get some of that Savage Smoke in your system, please subscribe to Smoke. Subscribe to both. It's less than what you pay for Netflix. It's less than what you pay for ESPN. It's less than what you pay for some of these Patreons. You feel what I'm saying? Great content for a great price. And trust me, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it. So there you go. So don't forget the three times 3 times Avian nominated the podcast, which is the flagship of this wonderful, wonderful podcast family, STO, The Smokers Line. Please check me out every other Monday, every other Monday, special smoke. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, that's my smoke is over. You feel what I'm saying? As well as bonus smoke Fridays, where I interview a lovely lady or even gent that y'all need to know about. You feel what I'm saying? So please come catch that smoke. So with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over.